Our last topic is one of your favorites.
Which is porn?
Okay. Second favorite, baby.
Oh, I was like, no, I think that's it.
Use the day like tooth decay, slowly rot your brain away. Sexy upside down triple pretzel.
You've never done one of those?
No, I haven't.
Yeah,
I haven't.
That. I've been involved in oven, and it's weird.
Underneath the surface, less worthless information lays. Open up your mind.
I'm imagining like a Tinkerbell with just
Right.
her, Fidgetiddies flapping around in the wind, just spinning at 10K RPM.
Let yourself unwind. Two below, we must go. Feel the flow, it goes for days. Listen up or vandalize. Don't need your eyes to hear this. Podcast elevated, educated, real shit.
Oh, baby, put the D in my mouth. Oh, I don't know.
Oh, I feel the show open coming. Like quicksand, you'll sink and you'll blink and it's over. Two below, we will go, so keep your damn composure. Two below, we're on our way, delivering Synosia. Hey, everybody.
Welcome back, everyone.
I figured I'd try out Doug Benson's intro.
I don't know
See
his
how
intro.
that felt.
It felt pretty snazzy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Did you like that?
There was like a real push of enthusiasm behind it, which I was like, wow.
It's kind of interesting. I see why he likes that so much.
Mhm.
Well, we have a wonderful episode lined up for today. A lot of great stories.
A lot of weird stories.
Very weird stories. We're going to talk from boobs to obituaries,
To belly flops.
sex robots,
Mm-hmm.
Ataris, all kinds of crazy stuff. Joining us today is Miss Smartypants because come to find out, we got a few more things wrong than we thought we did in episode 5.
That doesn't surprise me.
And we definitely got a few things wrong in episode 6.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well, this
So-
is exciting.
Yep, let's welcome Miss Smartypants and get on with the thrashing.
You take the facts, you don't get right. With Smarty Pants is there to fight. She'll let you know when you're wrong. In a world full of news, it's easy to fuck up a few, but Smarty Pants is always there to bring the truth to you. Miss Smarty Pants, she's in my pants.
I wonder if I should change that.
I mean, is she or is she not in your pants? Everyone's left, it's a mystery.
It is a mystery, so maybe we'll leave it.
You can keep dreaming.
Ah. Well, welcome, Miss Smartypants.
Hey.
Hello.
We are happy to see you once again.
I'm sure you are.
Yes, yes. It's a happy, sad kind of happy.
It is. There's no better way to describe it. It's a happy sad.
I mean, sad that we've potentially misled our listeners or not given them as much useful information as they could have had.
Mm-hmm. What I wonder is how many hear this stuff when we're talking about it and they're getting so angry in their car or we're not, whatnot.
Right.
It happens.
There's probably quite a few. They're like, oh, those dumb MFers.
They're going again. Completely
Yeah.
incorrect.
Yep. Delete.
I'm out of here.
Unsubscribe.
Unsubscribe.
Yep. So hopefully we are avoiding that with Miss Smartypants. So
As always, I do what I can.
we appreciate your hard work.
She's out there to get our backs and
She
everyone
is.
else's, so.
She is. So what do you have for us today?
All right, we'll start with the poop story.
Poop story. Which one?
The gentleman that had the impacted bowels and the feces removed.
yes.
That's right.
Like the 30
the
inches of
32.
colon
The
they had to take
28-pound sausage of poop.
out. Yes, the
I've
large
never-
sausage.
Oh.
Okay. School us on the poop.
Well, just so you know, the normal amount of feces usually in the human body is 5 to 25 pounds.
I knew it. I should just go ahead and take 25 pounds off my weight. I knew it.
Wow.
That's
so
crazy.
If that's the averages or the published range, there's got to be some that are closer to like 45 or
Yeah.
50.
So I wonder if this guy was an outlier.
I don't know.
Because what did it say was 28?
Yeah, just that section of his colon, though. So that really didn't account for the total amount of shit in his entire body.
I think I saw it reported 28 to 32 pound removed.
That's a lot
Yeah.
of feces.
So.
That is.
I mean, that's nasty.
So the phrase "you're full of shit" is, that's very true.
It's kind of
It can be
super
accurate.
applicable.
Yeah, probably accurate.
Mhm.
All the time to everyone.
All the time to everyone.
Yeah.
So you could always tell somebody they're full of shit.
Yeah, we've always
Yeah.
got a little bit of shit inside us.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, we're all full of shit. Okay. Thanks, Miss Smartypants.
You're welcome.
What's next?
Well, you got a few things wrong about the Gemini 3 corned beef sandwich story.
Okay, that doesn't surprise me.
I remember that one.
Space is hard.
It's tough. What's
It
out
is.
there?
One was just a technical thing. You said that when the sandwich was opened, you'd have to open a window on the ISS, but it was actually the Gemini 3 at that point that you were talking about.
But the
Yep.
window part's right, though.
You still couldn't open the window.
Oh, no. Okay.
Sorry. But
Okay.
you got the
Okay.
the facts about the sandwich itself wrong, and the most important or most interesting fact about it.
Well, oh no.
Was it even corned beef?
It was corned beef, and it was
Okay.
purchased at a deli, but it was purchased by Wally Schirra,
Okay.
Schirra, who had a reputation for pulling pranks that he called gotchas. Anyway,
Okay.
he bought the sandwich
Ah.
2 days before the flight, and then before they take off, or launch, I guess, he gives the sandwich to John Young, who keeps it in his pocket until they get into space, and then he takes it out. And John Grisham does take Gus Grissom is the one that takes a bite of the sandwich.
Man, I wish John Grissom would take a bite out of that sandwich.
Would it just change so much?
Maybe write something better.
Yeah, that would have made it funny. But the most interesting fact that I found is that there is a corned beef sandwich embedded in acrylic that is exhibited at the Grissom Memorial Museum in Mitchell, Indiana,
Wow.
Nice.
to replicate, well, it's to memorialize the infamous sandwich.
Amazing.
Wow, a
have
sandwich gets memorialized.
I have a picture of it here.
That's amazing.
That's on my bucket list now. I want to go see that sandwich.
What's it look like?
It looks
It's
like
just a
perfectly
regular
toasted
sandwich
rye bread.
encased in acrylic.
Okay, yeah, it just looks like
Or
a piece of
embedded.
garlic toast from here.
Yeah, kind of looks like corned beef on rye.
It
Perfectly
looks delicious
toasted.
from
It
Indiana.
does.
It's preserved.
All right. Well,
Okay.
we'll have a link to this. Corned beef sandwich. Point taken.
That was a pretty good mistake on our part. ISS, Gemini 3. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
They're both in space.
they're both out there.
It would have effectively been the same situation once he got out the door.
Mm-hmm.
So, really, come on, does it matter?
Just giving you the facts.
Okay.
That's what I'm here for.
Just the facts,
Well,
man.
thank you. Thank you.
You know it.
All right, what's next?
You discussed a fake eyeball, the Terminator Man.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
The actual term for a fake eyeball is a ocular prosthesis.
Okay.
That sounds a lot cooler and
It does.
nerdier.
Way more sciencey.
I wish I had used that word. Wow.
Or artificial eye or glass eye.
Okay.
Those are a lot more technical than the term I used.
Nice.
And you discussed another story,
Okay.
the percentage of the brain being used.
Mm-hmm.
I remember. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I said, 3 to 4?
We should use up to
And-
like 8%.
Right.
Something like that.
We'd have to bump it up to 8 to keep up with machine learning.
Right.
Well, the myth is actually 10%.
That we
Okay.
use right now?
So I was underselling the capabilities of humankind.
But
as we
that
are
is
today.
the myth, because you actually use all of your brain. I mean, if somebody hits their head, they have brain damage, something doesn't work afterwards.
Okay.
You just don't use it all for critical thinking.
All right.
I see. It's all being used.
Well, that's a different
It's
way
just,
to think about it.
It's just
And
maybe-
Mythbusters actually busted the myth with even the critical thinking part, saying you use up to 35% of your brain to solve problems.
All right. Oh, man. Well, we're doomed. How are we going to keep up with the robots? There's just no way.
We're not. Reliance is real.
We
That's-
are already at capacity. There's nothing left.
Well, good. I'm excited. I got nothing else to learn then. This is awesome. Go for it,
Sweet.
robots.
Excellent.
That's all of episode 5.
Okay.
That's not bad.
Not bad.
Right.
Not bad. That was a little bit more than I thought
Mhm.
originally when I announced so happily last episode that
We're not
we
going to get
were
anything.
awesome and got
Yeah.
everything right.
Yeah.
Wrong.
All right. So let's move on to episode 6.
All right. Well, your first mistake was saying you had no mistakes in episode 5.
I stole your thunder.
Shot
there.
ourselves in the foot on that one.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Oh, well, we should have known.
I mean,
We shouldn't have bragged about it.
We're going to start this episode by then. Okay.
I know.
The second is actually a question, sort of. The guy on the moped with the couch, or the scooter, or whatever with the couch.
Yes.
You said manila fabric? Do you know what you meant when you said that?
Like the color of the couch?
Yes, the color of the couch. It
was kind of a manila color?
Maybe a creamy looking color, not...
No, it's this.
Oh. That's Manila?
Mm-hmm.
A beautiful tropical location?
Yeah, it looks like jungle palms and fronds and such.
All right, I got that way
well, technically, you probably got it right, because the color could probably be found somewhere in Manila.
I thought you might have been, like, the couch might have been this fabric, so I was just curious if you knew what Manila was. I thought you meant, like, Manila folder, like...
I probably should have said cream.
Right.
I don't know why I was thinking Manila.
It was not Manila. What? Yeah. Maybe you were thinking vanilla, because vanilla kind of looks creamy, like, I don't know.
But to replace the V with an M it's pretty drastic thinking. I'm not quite sold on that.
It's unforgivable.
Sorry, everybody.
Yeah.
It's my bad.
Your Hall of Fame status is coming into doubt.
I just knocked myself down a peg.
All right.
Unfortunate. Okay.
What's up? What's next?
Let me see next. You guys talked about spiders.
Yes.
I knew this was...
I'm going to have to find more spider stories and get things really wrong just to force her to go like look at pictures of spiders and read all about them.
It's not nice.
It's not nice.
Yeah. So we don't eat them. We don't swallow spiders. That is an urban legend. It's a myth.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay.
I do feel better about that.
I thought that was for sure so real. I just knew it was happening.
Yeah.
I had thought about that one a few days ago, actually, and then you mentioned it, so I had to look that up, because it scared the bejesus out of me.
Yeah.
But
total myth.
Myth.
Thank goodness. I'm so glad you're here for these things.
See?
Okay.
You like me for some stuff.
We like you for everything.
What are you talking about? Everything.
Yes.
Okay, but I did find some interesting facts.
All right.
There are approximately 38,000 known species of spiders.
38,000.
And scientists believe there are probably many more.
Okay.
They're found on every continent. They are found on every continent except Antarctica.
Okay. I know where I'm moving next.
Yeah. Sorry, it's on my radar.
An estimated 1 million spiders live in 1 acre of land.
Nope.
Wait a minute. Oh, did you just say 1 million spiders in an acre of land?
And there may be closer to 3 million in the tropics.
Unsubscribe. I don't like these facts anymore.
And it is estimated that a human is never more than 10 feet away from a spider. So I thought it was 6, so that gives you another 4-foot cushion.
That's
there.
almost
That's like
cushion.
a 40% boost right there. That's something else. These are
terrifying.
I don't even know what to think. I hate spiders. This is awful news.
I should probably save this next one for last. So, okay. I'll skip down to 6. Spiders eat more insects than birds and bats combined.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Okay.
I like that.
And there are a lot of birds.
There are.
That eat a lot of insects.
And even more spiders.
And there's a fact about them being healthy for the ecosystem, but fuck that. Spiders are evil. But this one, I thought you guys would like. The bite of the Brazilian wandering spider can cause long and painful erections, as well as other symptoms in human males.
What's that spider species name again?
A Brazilian wandering spider.
A wandering spider.
In Brazil.
So is that what they call it when they get that erection? They're like, hey, honey, I got a wandering spider.
I got the old wandering spider, baby. You know what I mean? As you're screaming or whatever. It's just,
it hurts.
Doctor rejects you for Cialis or whatever. You got to go get that wandering spider.
Let me see. Yep. I just noticed that there's a footnote with that. Spider-Man, 5 Weird Effects of Spider Bites by, Agata Blaxis. I don't even know how to say that name.
I won't ask you.
There's some Z's and C's and another Z and an X. And
we promise to put the spelling of this in our show notes for everybody.
There you go. But it's from 2015. That was the note about the Brazilian erection spider.
Pretty recent. I mean, in terms of
Well, if you're going to get
Spider
bit
news.
by a spider,
That's the one, I
mean,
guess. Be near your lady
if
or
you like,
male friend.
if you enjoy painful erections, I guess. All right. Let's move on from these spider
Yes,
terrifying facts and figures,
Yes.
Our last topic is one of your favorites.
which is porn.
Okay. Second favorite, maybe.
Oh, I was like, no, I think that's it.
Damn. I thought I had it.
I thought it.
I thought it was obvious, too.
What is it?
No, I'm sure you'll find a story before the end of the show, though.
Second one, the last. Gorillas?
Wow, what a
Gorillas
difference.
and porn, I mean,
and
right?
Gorillas, that's the top two for everybody.
UFOs.
Oh, yes.
UFOs.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, you asked about where they're found, or where the sightings are.
Right.
So, outside of the United States, according to the map I found, it's mainly Europe. Some in South America.
So this is kind of a cool looking map here. It's kind of like a heat map.
Yep.
For sightings? For
But there's
UFO
just
sightings.
a whole lot in the U.S.
Gotcha.
Wow,
So
it is
either we
lit
have a
up.
bunch of top secret military kind of aircraft experimentation stuff going on, or just a lot of really weird people. Because
Yeah.
you would think if there are aliens, they're not just focusing on the U.S.
Right.
Oh, well, yeah. Maybe they're smart.
Maybe that's how
and
Trump got elected.
The aliens implanted them there. It's all coming together now.
I think it was Russians.
Oh,
Anyway.
Okay. Different kind of alien.
Mhm.
So then in just the U.S., the top state in sightings is California.
Okay.
Okay.
Number 2, Texas.
Really?
Yes.
All right.
3, Florida, which I figured that one would be number 1.
Yeah, I would have thought Florida.
Mm-hmm.
4, Pennsylvania. 5, Michigan. 6, Arizona. 7, Illinois. 8, New York. 9, Indiana. And 10, Missouri. But the, excuse me, the difference in number 1 and 2 is quite interesting. The California is 569, and then Texas is 317. So it
Per
tends
year?
to drop dramatically. And then Florida is only 247.
Wow.
Is this per year? What is this?
Yeah, it's, it's in a certain year. I didn't look up which year it is.
Shame on you, Miss Smartypants.
No, it was 2011. This is from the Huffington Post, by the
Okay.
way.
That's a lot of sightings.
That is.
Considering the subject, that
Right.
feels like a lot.
I mean, it begs the question, they can't all be fake, right? I mean, when you've got literally across the globe, tens of thousands, maybe over 100,000 sightings over.
That's funny you
a few
mentioned
years.
fake ones, though, because we recently had the 4th of July. I found a chart that shows the spike of alien or
Okay.
UFO sightings on the 4th of July.
Uh-huh.
This is the chart.
Nice.
Oh, is that spike right in the middle?
Yeah,
Or-
here's New Year's Eve. 4th of July is in the middle there.
Yeah,
Huge
4th of
spike.
July is like, about 8 or 9 times spike of everything else?
Yeah, it's almost 1,400, where it's usually like around 200.
Gotcha.
It's like the Independence Day of spikes, essentially.
It is. Well, if the aliens were going to invade, they have made movies about it, 4th of July.
Yeah, and we've got Jeff Goldblum
Right,
and Will Smith.
right.
So,
And it's
we're
what
good.
better way to sneak yourself in with, gunfire than having fireworks going off in the background to kind of hide your
It's like a beautiful display.
initial invasion.
Yeah,
All right, interesting stuff there.
it is.
And I found one more interesting UFO story.
Okay,
And I believe this is a credible site, express.co.uk,
okay,
that the U.S. Army covered up UFOs at Guantanamo Bay, claims Marine turned whistleblower. So a Marine claims that the military base at Guantanamo Bay is a magnet for UFOs. The people have seen them taking off and landing in the water around.
really.
Yeah, like there's
What's going on over
different not testimonies, but
I guess if countries did have super top secret,
yeah, testimony. Written testimony for a US-based mutual network.
Where's Guantanamo Bay again?
Cuba?
Cuba?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, here it was. The whistleblower said, when I stood guard duty on the south side of the base, I witnessed on many, many nights UFOs landing and taking off out of the ocean.
We need to get down into the water.
There were large blue lights
what's
moving around after their landing in the ocean and then slowly dimming down as they obviously descended deeper.
Okay.
I am intrigued.
Well, you heard it here first. Well, probably not first, but second, maybe.
First legit,
right,
podcast to talk about it.
First time you heard it from Miss Smartypants.
That's right.
This story was from March 9th, 2016.
Okay.
But I thought that was
pretty recent.
Guantanamo Bay and UFOs.
Yeah.
That's not
too
a
bad we
connection I
weren't
ever
doing
would
this
have made.
podcast.
There's even like conspiracy theories.
That would have definitely been on the list.
Mhm.
That the government is hiding UFO interaction or alien interaction between the government and...
I wouldn't be surprised.
Couldn't somebody get like a super telescope that could look really... Is there like is there a limit to how far an instrument like a telescope could see Earth, like before the curve of the Earth makes it impossible? What's that distance? I wonder.
I'm not sure.
I'm thinking, how far, could you actually get to a distance where you could use a telescope and
I'll look that up for you.
peer out there and
actually see these things going on?
Yeah, because obviously they're never going to let you get close, right?
And that assumes that we understand how advanced their methods of travel are.
That's right, and that a telescope could even view them.
Right. I mean, what if they're doing Star Trek, teleporting in and teleporting out?
Careful.
I think your Texas is
All right.
showing there, honey.
Oh, yeah? Let me dial it up here a little bit for you.
We're all three sitting on horses right now.
All right. Yeah.
We need some coconuts.
Monty Python.
Oh, man. All right. Well, do you have anything else for us today, Miss Smartypants?
That's all I got.
Well,
That was good stuff.
it was.
Yeah, thank you for the corrections.
Absolutely. Well, continue to get things wrong to feed your list so that you have a good
I do have a
excuse to
book
educate our
recommendation.
listeners. Oh,
Book
all right.
recommendation.
It's actually another author recommendation.
okay. Well, that's technically not a book recommendation.
Well, the book my favorite of his is Heart-Shaped Box.
Oh.
Sounds familiar.
Just like the Nirvana song.
Right. Stephen King's kid?
Yes.
He's a writer.
Joe Hill?
Yep.
All right. Look at that.
His name is Joseph Hilliard King, but he published under Joe Hill for a long time without people knowing exactly who he was, but just you can tell just by his writing
And
the
book was
apple
cool.
didn't fall far from the tree. But Heart-Shaped Box is my favorite by him, but he also has The Fireman, and he did Horns, the one that they made a movie about that Harry Potter starred in as the devil.
Oh, yeah. I remember
Horns.
that.
That's, yeah.
Uh-huh. That was kind of interesting.
But Heart-Shaped Box is just a classic ghost story. An eccentric musician buys a ghost online.
It's a ghost story.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm
So,
interested.
very
I like ghost stories. That sounds cool.
Very cool. Oh, speaking of books, how far have you made it in...
That's right. I wanted a book report.
Oh, I
yeah,
dusted
where's your
the
book
top of the cover off.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Okay.
she's ready.
Okay, she's ready.
It
All
is
right.
primed and ready.
All
I'm
right.
just waiting to find some time to sit down and read it.
Hey, you're going to get asked every episode now.
All right, we're gonna have some legit updates by the next one.
That's Ready Player One, in case anybody missed the episode where Matt is supposed to finish that.
That's right.
That's right.
I promise I will.
All right.
I promise.
I'll keep asking.
Okay, good.
Jump on
good.
that slide.
Keep me
Head
on
down
it.
the mountain. Get that wind in your hair.
Let it whip around. I shall.
All right. Well, thanks for your joining us, Miss Smartypants. And
As always.
sharing your knowledge and expertise with the world.
I'm sure we'll see you again soon. Real
Absolutely.
soon.
So you ready to talk some weird news stories?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, man. We have some crazy, crazy stories to talk about.
Okay, so are you ready to do this?
I am.
All
Let's
right.
do it.
So the first article that I have here, it was written July 4th. The headline is Elkhart police arrest man accused of causing disturbances at multiple convenience stores and fighting with police.
Yes, I remember reading this one.
Yes, it's a good one.
It was.
So this takes place in Elkhart, Indiana. Here, I'm just going to breeze through these, okay? There's multiple occurrences for what this guy did.
Okay.
So the first occurrence occurred at a 7-Eleven in the 2800 block of Toledo Road just after 11:45 p.m. on Sunday.
Okay.
It says the employee at the store said a man entered, grabbed a pair of sunglasses, picked up a pot of coffee, and walked out without paying.
Okay.
Okay.
Sunglasses and a pot of coffee.
So he's got sunglasses, pot of coffee. That's the first occurrence.
And that was the 7-Eleven?
That was the 7-Eleven.
Okay.
So he starts with the 7-Eleven. Second occurrence happens 30 minutes later at the Village Pantry in the 1500 block of Toledo Road. And this was on report of battery. So the injured person at the scene, the one who the report was made against, I guess, or from the person who was battered, says a man wearing sunglasses entered the store.
Okay.
He picked up another coffee pot and yelled, 7-Eleven coffee is better, and threw the pot at the injured person.
Oh, no.
That makes matters so much worse for this poor guy. It says the coffee pot shattered, got in the victim's face and clothing, and I'm calling him the Coffee Bandit at this point. He leaves the store. And finally, third occurrence, the police called to a home in the 1900 block of Prairie Street. A man broke in through a window, entered the home. The suspect there matched the description of the Coffee Pot Bandit, which then leads us to our fourth occurrence. So he leaves the house. He isn't caught there.
Okay.
Officers later locate the man.
This is not over yet.
It's not over yet. This man refused to cooperate, so they tased him. Apparently didn't have any effect. He broke free and fled. He was captured shortly after.
So wait. He was tased and he broke free from the taser and kept on going.
And they weren't able to capture him right away. They apparently found him in a parking garage. And when they went to capture him there, a scuffle occurred, and he was actually able to injure 2 of the officers before they subdued him. And this guy's name is Michael Coleman. He's 30. He's arrested, and he now faces many charges.
So when I read this article, 2 things came to mind. The first one was the third part of that story where he broke into the home. Mm-hmm. Do you think he was looking for more coffee?
Probably. I bet he was. He's looking to compare all the different coffees to 7-Eleven, probably.
That's right. And I thought, what started this? Was this like a real live Cornholio situation? Is this dude like Beavis running around? I am Cornholio. Just drinking everybody's coffee.
That brings back memories.
Oh, I know, right?
Wow.
But I totally thought of Cornholio when I read this story.
I just can't believe he got away with all this stuff. Who can walk into... 7-Eleven coffee is like crack, for one. Right. So I can see why he probably wanted to steal that.
And I feel so bad that the guy got burned in the second one, but it's funny. I can't help it. 7-Eleven coffee's better.
It's like he goes to the place, beats
7-Eleven does have some decent coffee.
It's not bad. It's pretty good. Right. If I'm out there driving around Jones for some coffee and there's, nothing better, I guess it's not bad. Hey, I just feel bad because he beats the dude up, runs in, then, does his declaration to the world and then just pummels him with the carafe or whatever.
So I guess he was probably on a little more than caffeine.
I imagine. unless that's all the 7-Eleven.
The dude got tased. And
it's like it's nothing.
I wonder what kind of taser it was. If it was the kind that have the little darts that stick in you.
Oh, yeah. Or if it's
just
Did he
have to grab them and rip those little darts out?
Those are the real taser. Those are the ones that'll drop someone. They'll make you piss your pants. Right. Or they just came up with little, mom and pop shop.
Right. Exactly. It looks like a little electric shaver.
Yeah. And those are... I don't know if you ever felt those before. I felt a little weak one, and it feels like someone's pinching your skin.
Gotcha.
You
can totally fight through that.
Yeah. You just have to, if you're not expecting it, it might scare you, which is, I think,
or if you got it in your eye.
Or
your throat, maybe.
That would, or right up your, never mind.
I wasn't going to go there.
Any sensitive place, really, I guess. That's one weird article. What else you got in store for us?
So I've actually got a couple that I'd like to talk about, if that's okay.
Oh, yeah. No, it's always good. It's always good.
All right. So the first one is a little bit morbid, so forgive me. But I had to share this. And so basically, this woman, she died in February. So that's kind of old news at this point, 3 or 4 months ago. But just recently, an obituary came out. Way after
the fact.
She was dead.
Okay.
And this obituary is absolutely brutal. So I sent you this article. Did you have a chance to take a look at it?
I did. I read through this thing. I actually felt really bad.
So this is in Murphy, North Carolina. It's really just a story of the family member that is just an a-hole. Mm-hmm. Most families have 1 or 2 or a whole bunch of people that you just think are complete dicks or assholes or whatever. Apparently this lady was in that group of individuals.
She sounds like she was at the top of the list, actually.
She was way at the top of the list. So this became news because the actual obituary went viral.
Which is crazy that an
Right.
obituary went viral.
Right. Well, when you read it, you might rethink that, because this thing is like it's beyond a slap in the face. They don't know who did it, right? So there's 3 kids. There's a son and 2 daughters. Okay.
So it's totally unknown.
It's unknown who did it.
So it might not even have been one of them. It could have been.
Right.
Okay.
So the son is accusing the 2 sisters of doing it. The sisters are saying, no, we didn't do it. So they're still searching. So if anybody knows, go let the local police department in Murphy, North Carolina.
I like
know.
that's still a search going on.
There is a search
we
going
must
on.
catch.
So this obituary just came out not too long ago, so it's still relatively new news. And so just to kind of walk through and give you guys some of the highlights of this. It starts off, Miss Cornelia June Rogers Miller, born June 12th, 1934, left us on blah, 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 died of a long battle with drug addiction and depression. That sounds like a normal, sad obituary.
It does.
Not really sure where this is going at this point when I was reading it. And the first line in this obituary that leads you to believe there might be something going on here is she says each child had 3 children. So each of her kids had 3 kids. Brighter and more attractive than the generation before them. So that's kind of a passive-aggressive dig right there.
Pretty big one.
At the previous generation. And so you're like, okay. It talks a little about the kids, and that seems okay. And then the next thing it says is that drugs were a major love in her life. She had no hobbies, made no contribution to society, and rarely shared a kind word or deed in her life.
Ouch.
That hurts.
Drugs, it sounds like drugs were her hobby. They were her life.
Yeah.
Because, ow, man.
That's pretty bad.
That hits you in the grave.
Literally.
Like it does. Like, oh.
Yeah. So, and it just gets worse. We speak for the majority of her family when we say that her presence will not be missed by many.
Oh,
Very few tears will be shed, and there will be no lamenting over her passing.
It also says, please let June Miller's life be a cautionary tale. Addiction and hatred are no es bueno for the living. I like the addition of
no es bueno.
the no es bueno in there.
Right.
That's
It's a little comedic
weird
touch.
And yeah. Keeping it a little lighthearted,
Like,
I guess.
maybe we should throw in a little humor here so people don't get too bent up about
you think they're going to know what no es bueno means? Man, I don't.
You think they were laughing about it when they wrote it? They were like, oh, well, this is just going to be a big joke. Nobody's even going to see this.
Who's going to know what this is?
It's just our own little thing we're doing between us, and then bam, viral. Everybody knows about it.
Was there anything else they mentioned in the obituary?
There was so you got to go read it. We'll put a link in the show notes, just as always. But it's just brutal. There's not going to be there will be no service. Obviously, the service is already done by this point.
Yeah, done.
But there will be no service, no prayers, no closure for the family. She spent a lifetime tearing apart.
Feels like a movie in the making, right here.
Yeah.
I mean, this sounds. I bet this is very common. But these people, somebody went out of their way to write this obituary.
Yeah.
I mean, when's the last time you've read an obituary?
It's been a while.
I mean, I've probably only ever read like 2 or 3 in my life.
Yeah.
I mean, I know my grandmother that was like her thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, really?
Yeah, like once.
I think
twice
a lot
week.
of people read the obituaries, and I think the older you get, if you are in the same town that you maybe grew up in, they're just looking for all their
like
friends,
small town.
all the people that they
Yeah,
knew.
you wonder like who's the message for? Like who are you sending this out to?
Yeah,
like random Joe Schmo.
This
on
had
the
to
street?
be just a way for them to get it out,
like
right?
a little venting. Of,
maybe they didn't get to. They wanted to
okay.
vent in person. They didn't get a chance to, or they just didn't do it.
That's a good point. The
and
venting.
This is just the way to get it out.
That's what I'm going to think.
I think this is healthy. It definitely.
I think so.
It gave me a laugh, and that's one thing that this lady did.
Mm-hmm.
As shitty of as a mother and grandmother or great grandmother, whatever it is that this family is saying she was. I got a laugh out of this article,
and here we are talking about it.
Yeah.
So now we're talking about this.
She lives on.
Yeah.
Months later.
It's a great point.
Yeah. So I figure a good way to respect a woman that's so beloved by our family would be to talk about the newest craze, the fidget spinner.
Oh my gosh, yes, fidget spinners.
Yes. Everybody has seen fidget spinners, right? Do you have any?
I do.
You do. How many do you have?
I have 2.
Okay.
I'm not ashamed. I do use them when I'm programming.
Okay.
Yes, they are.
So are you
custom
writing code
machined.
with one hand and then using your fidget spinner in the other?
Sometimes.
Okay.
The slight vibrations and variations that the forces exert on your hand, they're kind of like a soothing Zen-like
Interesting
thing for me. And I'll only do it, if I'm writing like a long SQL query or something like that. I just need to think.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't go to like work and use them.
Okay.
Because that would just be a disaster.
Have you ever put your fidget spinner on weird parts of your body?
Yeah, I tried. No. I never have.
Oh, man. I was getting excited there. You were about to tell us something great.
I was about to go down a weird, dark path,
Okay.
but I never have.
Okay.
I never have. I mean,
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I actually don't own a fidget spinner. I've never even held one and played with it. I would probably like it. They look like fun.
They're pretty fun for 12 seconds.
Yeah. Especially, if I would want, the crazy ones that just go like super fast and
That's
are made
exactly
out of
what I
light.
got, man. That's exactly what I got. Those
So-
custom machined ones, with all the jazz on them.
So this next article that I wanted to talk about, this woman, and I have to apologize because I don't know her name. I will have a link to her Twitter account in the show notes, so make sure you go check that out. Her Twitter account shows her name is Manu, so I don't know if that's it or not. But
We'll just call her Manu.
yeah, she's amazing. Whatever her name is, thank you for doing this. This was an incredible vision that you shared with the world. And so she took 2 things and she combined them to make them better, right? You always hear about, hey, that's how you make a new patent, right?
Mhm.
You take an idea and you make it better.
Take A, take B,
Right.
make C
Right.
with them.
So she took actually 3 things. She took pasties.
Okay.
Right.
Pasties like
Pasties.
for your nipples?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, pasties that cover your nipples.
Mhm.
And she took Velcro, one of the most ingenious things ever created.
Absolutely.
How useful is Velcro?
Man. Oh,
It's amazing.
Infinitely.
It is. And a fidget spinner. And she made what she's calling Fidgetiddies.
You're blowing my mind right now. I hope everybody's mind is blown right now. Fidgetiddies.
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 And so there is actually a demonstration of the Fidgetiddies.
In the link.
Right. In
There's
the
like a
link,
video.
There's a little video, and these things are just flying around. They're absolutely amazing.
She has amazing boob control with these fidget spinners on here.
So you were saying that, just feeling the gyrations and the motion kind of was soothing.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what that feels like on your nipples.
Oh, I bet that feels wildly, incredibly awesome.
I bet it does.
And I can't imagine having the fidget spinners and holding them while there's a woman on the other side attached to them.
Right.
And that's like up in the ante.
I think she's just searching for a new way to hypnotize men
Yeah.
who, automatically have the urge, and it's almost like a genetic thing. Your eyes just kind of go down. You
Right.
don't even mean to.
Yeah.
But if there
it's like
are
natural.
breasts in front of you, it's hard not to.
Mhm.
Just take a quick peek.
Mm-hmm. Just a quick.
But could you imagine like the attention grabber that would be
With the fidget spinners
with the
on
fidget
there.
spinners on them? Like
Oh.
you would never quit playing with
The
them.
laser beams would come
Right.
out of my eye sockets and just stick there. I mean, it's like this trifecta of greatness going on there with
It
the titties
is.
and the fidget spinners and, the mystery of the pasties.
I hope this design is being adopted at strip clubs all over the United States.
Yeah, I feel like you could, let people, give someone $5-10 and put some of these on.
So there's a couple of things that I thought were pretty funny about this article. There is another video at the bottom where she actually goes through the process that she went to make these.
I watched that one.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so at the very end of the video, the last thing she says is, "I'm sorry." Oh, that cracked me up.
I'm sorry.
I'm sure she was probably apologizing to her mom or something.
Someone in the room or something, but no, she's probably sorry for what she has just put upon the world.
Right.
The how-to.
Yes.
Here's how to do it.
Do not apologize for that because
I mean,
it's amazing.
The whole get-up's got to cost like $5 to $10.
Yeah, at least.
I mean,
and she offers to make them for people. So
that's
everybody out there, if you would like a pair of Fidgetiddies and you don't feel like making them yourself, just go to the show notes, hook up with Manu on Twitter, and send her a direct message.
Now, is this for women only, or can men also get these?
Oh, I'm sure. You just all you need are all you
All you need is a big old titty.
all you need are nipples.
I mean, that's,
something to put a pasty over.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, just
We
get
all
on
have
out
nipples,
there.
right?
We've all got nipples. Some of us more than others, and
Yeah, she says this is in her tweet when she shared this with the world. She said, "I created something that nobody has asked for."
but I think a lot of people could enjoy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I like this. Was a good article.
Yeah,
I like this.
Fidgetiddies.
Fidgetiddies.
So, yeah. So those are the two stories weird news stories that I was wanting to share with you today. A little obituary action along with some Fidgetiddies.
I like it. It's like you get this whole weird gambit. We've never had really this morbid obituary type article.
I thought those would be fun to talk to back as well.
Yeah, and it's different from porn. And
right.
I mean, but we did get the Fidgetiddies. So
right. We said titties a lot, so that was fun.
Yeah, we did.
All right.
And, speaking of titties.
Okay.
How about we talk about doing an 83-foot belly flop?
83-foot belly flop. Okay, yeah. I'm interested.
Because, those are totally connected, but we can make it happen. So, all right, let me fill you in on this one. This article was written July 7th, and it is a video shows woman's 83-foot belly flop from popular Colorado cliff gone wrong.
So you sent this to me this morning, and I took a look at it right before the show.
Yeah, found it this morning, too. Just we had to slip it in there, I guess. So
this looked painful.
There is a video that is with this article. So, if you're looking at the show notes, go check out this video. Let me tell you where this takes place real quick. This is over the July 4th holiday over near Paradise Cove Cliff, which is near Florissant in Teller County, which is west of Colorado Springs in Colorado. Zing, just all that together. Okay, so we had somebody filming this. Her name was Rachel Dukic. Dukic. I'm not quite sure how to say that name. Of Denver. She was the only person to record the incident.
Thank you, Rachel.
Yes, thank you, because it's a great the footage is great. She kept it squared up for the whole thing. So there's really not a lot to this article. She just has this great quote. She says, "I think she jumped out far to be sure to clear the rock face and found herself in a Superman, and instead of pulling her legs in to straighten out, she panicked, froze, and flailed." That's her quote. So essentially, she's jumping from 83 feet up at this famous spot, this cliff jump. And I guess she maybe kicked out too far, freaked out a little bit, and she just did a beautiful belly flop.
What's the highest you've ever dove into water from?
Man, I don't know, 15 feet maybe?
Okay.
I mean, and even that's terrifying.
I did off of a 10-meter platform.
Okay.
It was at one of those Olympic-sized pools.
Oh, right.
I had all the different kinds of...
Like the 3 tiers sometimes.
Exactly, yeah. And so this was the tallest platform, so it's like 30 feet, right?
Now, did you dive?
Well, that's what I was wanting to do. But if you've never... I was really young, too. I think I was like 11 or 12.
Oh, you were ballsy.
Oh, yeah.
What were you doing?
I was crazy. And so I got up on that thing, and I was going to just try to do a regular old dive, right? Nothing fancy. Just do a regular old dive.
Just something to get down there.
That's right. But what you don't realize at that age when, you're not really paying attention is that you got to take into account how much more room there is between the platform and the water than jumping off of a small board.
Yeah.
So anyway, long story short, I ended up doing the exact opposite of what she did. I landed on my back.
Oh.
So I went in for a regular straight up dive, but I over rotated by 180 degrees,
so
and I landed flat on my back.
That had to have hurt.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah.
Did you make it out of the pool okay?
Oh, it was like getting punched in the back.
Yeah. I imagine all the wind just right out of your body.
Yeah, it was painful. Man, it was painful. So I can't even, so that was 30 feet. She's 83 feet. So I thought about that when I read the story. I remember, I was just like, oh man, I remember how bad that hurt. I could imagine.
I mean, when you watch the video, she's free falling for like a second and a half or, 2 seconds, which doesn't seem like a lot of time. But when you're in the air falling, that's a lot of time.
I mean, water is almost like falling on concrete.
It is, especially
from that distance.
I mean, and if she had done a toothpick, she maybe could have minimized the surface area she was hitting. But no, she was, she looked like she was
straight up on the belly.
Yeah, straight up on the belly. And they said the cliff jumper, came out with a bloody nose. She was highly disoriented, and they had to airlift her out of there to the hospital.
You know, if she had been wearing some Fidgetiddies, I bet she would have just like, those would have started spinning and she would have just like glided over the top of the water and just started soaring across the lake.
It's like the Mary Poppins of the new age.
That's right.
Like, we got rid of the umbrella. It's Fidgetiddies now.
Right. Some little like glitter would have just started shooting out of them.
Like a majestic,
just a magic scene of.
I'm imagining like a Tinkerbell with just her, Fidgetiddies flapping around in the wind, just spinning at 10K RPM. Man, what a time to be alive.
Oh, I know.
Wow.
I know. So too bad she didn't have Fidgetiddies on, because
that could have saved her.
That would have.
Could have saved her the bloody nose. And
yeah, it would have definitely lessened the blow for sure.
Mm-hmm. But now she'll have a great video for her kids.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, wow. What a story.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's time to talk a little wordness to the nerdness. What do you think?
I love the sound of that. Let's get a little nerdy, shall we?
All right, let's do it. Laser beams and bumblebees, science and technology. Is evolution blasphemy? It's wordness to the nerdness. Wordness to the nerdness. Well, I don't have any laser beams or bumblebees to talk about today.
Oh, no.
But how'd you like to talk about some sex robots?
Ah, okay, I'm happy again.
Nice.
Yeah, I think that sounds great.
All right, we didn't get porn worked in this episode, but we're going to do a little Fidgetiddies. We'll talk a little sex robots.
Kind of skirting the porn area there.
We're just, or out on the periphery. So I came across a really interesting article posted on Reuters London on the 4th of July. And it is an article about these new sex robots that are kind of a combination of the real dolls, you know what I'm talking about there, and artificial intelligence.
So it's kind of like a merging of these.
So they're starting to merge these together, right? We've talked about this many times already. The convergence of different people working on different things, like real live looking humans and robotics,
and artificial intelligence
and all the programming and science behind all of that. Yeah. So this is basically artificial intelligence meets real dolls, and it's very rudimentary at this point, but these things can do up to 50 automated positions.
That's pretty cool.
I wonder if they're voice controlled. It didn't say that in the article itself.
Oh, yeah, if you could be like...
Right. Do you have is it a remote,
Yeah, or you could be like, get into the sexy upside down triple pretzel or whatever it's called,
Sexy upside down triple pretzel.
You've never done one of those?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, I haven't. That up. It involves an oven, and it's weird.
Okay, I'm looking that up.
So, but 50?
Yeah, 50 automated positions.
Wow.
I mean, that's a lot.
That would expand my horizons.
When's the last time you ever went through more than like 2 or 3? In one sitting.
I mean, we're talking about numbers that are
Have
well
you done
beyond.
50 different positions at all, period, in your entire
I doubt it.
life?
I doubt it. I don't think so. I mean, that's, you know what I mean? Like
that's a lot. That's a lot of positions.
That's a lot of positions. I mean, you got to be, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a whole fucking lot.
These things are not cheap, but they are highly customizable.
What kind of prices are we talking about?
So they start off at about $5,000.
Okay. That's like still the real doll kind of price,
a decent used
like,
car, right? $5,000, but they go all the way up to $15,000 depending on the features and the options. And
that's crazy. Like $15,000,
$15,000,
$15,000,
yes,
for just a human doll,
for
but that
sex robot that has 50 automated positions.
Did it say? Can they talk? Can they? I doubt you'd want it to, but
yeah, you know what? I don't think it actually said. I'll have to go back and double check, but like always, there will be a link so you guys can go check this out yourself.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't think it said they can talk.
It just seems weird if they could.
It does. What would they say?
Oh, baby, put the D in my mouth. Oh, I don't know.
Oh, I feel the show open coming. Oh, that was amazing.
Regrets. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So and these things are customizable all the way down to the pubic hair, the size and the shape of the nipples.
I mean, I guess if you're going to order a sex robot,
right,
you want to be super.
If you're going to spend that much money on it, you want it to look exactly the way you want it to look.
I mean, you sound like kind of the Rolls Royce of
for
sex robots, because this is like pretty fantastic.
Yeah, so in the article, they do kind of talk a little bit about some of the social ramifications of this, right? So, anytime you talk about AI, there are other things that have to be considered. And so they talk about a couple of different things. What are some good potential practical uses for these dolls, and like sex therapy? Some of them tried to argue for sex offenders. I would probably fall on the side of no, you don't want to encourage their behavior. But there's a lot of back and forth in the article. So I don't think there's a general consensus among the scientific community over what the true effect of these dolls will have on society. A lot of them argue that, it's just the machine. You can't have that intimate connection.
And wouldn't they have had a lot of these arguments too with, like, for instance, the real dolls? Right. You mentioned at the beginning. I mean, you'd probably be talking about the same stuff.
The psychology piece of it, I would think, is the exact same.
Yeah.
So that's not new.
So, like, for things like sex therapy, that's pretty cool. I could see that.
Right.
Right.
But, and I could totally see this as a bad thing for sex offenders if you were going to be like, hey, here's this Android doll, go do all your bad things to this and get it out of your system.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know how well that would work.
Yeah.
The wheels in my head aren't turning the right way right now thinking about it.
No, I think that does not lead down the right direction. Yeah. So sex robots.
I love sex robots.
Right.
It's happening. The melding of tech and artificial intelligence and
it's like we got to meld weird news and wordness to the nerdness in one article.
It really is. We brought the porn and the technology, and it's like ding. It's like Doritos. It's there. It's great.
So what else you got? Hit me.
All right. How about a rare albino kangaroo?
Oh man, I like the sound of that.
So look, I ran into this article. Originally, I didn't even want to talk about this, to be honest. But when I saw a photo of this rare albino kangaroo, it looks so terrifying. It just got me reading into it. I know it was just this. So if you can get into the show notes and click on this article, please. There's a photo of this kangaroo that you got to take a look at.
It looks like a 6-foot bunny rabbit
from hell.
You know what I thought when I first saw this?
What?
You've seen the movie Donnie Darko,
yes,
right?
Yes.
And you know that bunny, that crazy bunny mask that
that he wears
in that movie. That's I think this is where that idea for that mask came from.
It looks just like it. Like I'm looking at it right now, and he's just so creepy looking. This is well, let me tell you a little bit about this. This was they're not very often photographed from what I was reading, and there is a mammologist named Mark Eldridge who says albino kangaroos occur once every 50,000 to 100,000 animals, so pretty rare.
Okay.
And then he goes on to say, photographing one of these is even a rare occurrence.
Right.
Although, I was going to say, these days more and more people have cameras and camera phones, so, we're starting to see.
And I was just going to say, even though their birth rate is really rare, the survival rate is really low as well among those. They're typically outcast a lot of times, or they're easier prey.
That's right.
Depending on, what their environment is. I mean, how hard is it to see that big white bunny rabbit in the middle of Australia?
He stands out so it's like a sore thumb.
I know.
It's just, you can see why prey would target this guy.
Right. Or predators, you mean.
Or predators, yes.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Thank you. Good correction.
Right.
Nice. This, what's his name again? It's Mark Eldridge. He also mentions that they get reports of albino and white kangaroos and wallabies about once a year or so in various parts of Australia, which is where they spotted this. And let me see here. This white kangaroo in particular was first spotted by farmers Jeanette and Trevor de la Greft near their farm southeast of Newdigate.
Okay.
And it says, Miss de Landegraff, she regales us with her happenstance with the kangaroo. She says, I happen to be coming back from a meeting, and since we saw it a couple of months ago, and this gets a little weird, the wording, okay? She says, I've been driving with my phone on camera when I go up and down. And of course, this time I didn't have the phone on camera, so I was fluffing around trying to get my phone out and got it and reversed up, and it sat there beautifully for me.
Fluffing up, yeah,
right. Totally weird.
I have a totally different meaning for that word.
Me too, and I don't think it's anything she was talking about. So this is great. I mean, I've never seen a white albino kangaroo, or I guess you can say albino or you can say white. It seems to be an interchangeable term that they use in the article. Right. And they do also talk about, genetics and things like that in the article about what can cause the albinoism.
Right.
It could also just be fur follicles. Am I saying that correctly? That can have the white pigment.
When I was in I think it was high school or early college years, there was a white buffalo that was born.
White buffalo?
Right.
Wow.
And it was really, really popular. People
never seen one of those.
Traveling hundreds of miles to go see this buffalo. Like the fence would be like lined with flowers and things that people would put on there.
He was like the ultimate buffalo.
Right.
People coming from all over to see him. And just
people thought it was a sign. Like it was a sign from God.
Albino buffalo has also got to be crazy rare. I don't know if they fall into the 50 to 100,000.
Right.
I don't know how generic that number is, but
I wouldn't be surprised if it's something like that.
Something like that. But I mean, hey, when I went to UNT, they had the albino squirrel there.
Okay.
And that was cool.
Nice.
And he's got the red eyes. He looks like a little demon squirrel. And
right.
But that was like their thing. They would always talk about it. So
but I've seen albino ferrets before.
That would be fun. An albino ferret. I bet they still smell terrible, but they got that beautiful albino coat. Well, hey, speaking of albinos, why don't we talk about Atari?
Well, they both start with the letter A.
They do.
So, man, I like that word association.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was
you caught on to that so quick.
Incredible.
I was hoping somebody would.
Yes,
awesome.
Nice.
Awesome.
So, I just wanted to do a quick hit at the end of today's show. I briefly mentioned in a previous show that Atari was coming out with a new console.
I remember that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So this article that we're going to link it's a couple of weeks old. So June 16th was when it was posted on venturebeat.com. And the Atari CEO, Fred Shanice, he told GamesBeat in an exclusive interview that his fabled video game company is, in fact, working on a new console.
A new console from Atari.
I'm
excited because I grew up with Atari.
Yeah. Really, really am excited about this because some of my greatest memories as a kid were playing some of these old games on the Atari 2600.
Mm-hmm. 2600 is what I did. What I'm curious about is they said that the company originally went bankrupt, and I guess this guy brought it back. I'm looking for his name.
So the CEO is Fred.
There it is.
Yep. Fred Chesnice. It's a French name, so forgive me. I'm sure I'm butchering it.
So he's like the savior of Atari.
Yeah. I don't know how long he's been with the company now. He did buy it. Oh wait, no, he bought it. Yeah, that's right. In 2013. And he pulled a Trump. He pledged to make it great again. And so they've actually turned the corner. They're profitable again.
Sounds like he's actually trying to make it great.
Yeah, they've been licensing their brands more globally and making mobile games. They licensed their name for the new Blade Runner movie coming out. Mm-hmm. So we'll see some Atari references in Blade Runner.
I was just looking. A couple of games they've licensed. Roller Coaster Tycoon Classic on Android. I think maybe, I don't know if it's an iPhone 2. That's a classic game. Yeah. I didn't know that was Atari.
They got some great stuff out there.
Yeah.
And so there was a teaser video published by a company that was not affiliated with Atari. And it's pretty cool. It just shows a tease of the potential design of the box itself.
Oh, wow. I didn't see this video.
And it still has the wood grain.
Oh, yes. The classic Atari look.
Yes, but with a beautiful lit LED Atari logo right in the middle of the wood.
I'm kind of jazzed up about this.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a prototype box. It probably won't look anything like the real one. Probably won't look anything like that. But
they mentioned it was, I think, going to have PC technology.
Yeah. So they mentioned it's going to have PC technology. They haven't really shared a lot of details.
No, there's not a lot. I mean, and that's pretty vague in and of itself.
So what were some of your favorite Atari games growing up?
Joust by far number one.
Really?
For me.
So Pitfall was my number one.
I was going to say Pitfall's number two for me, but Joust was the best because we always had people to play it with.
Right.
Gauntlet, I want to say, was
Yar's Revenge.
I don't remember Yar's Revenge. I don't remember that one.
Did you ever play the highly controversial E.T.?
I did.
Did you really?
The game sucked, actually.
It was so bad.
It was bad.
But that's why it's famous, right?
Yeah.
It's the worst game ever made.
Didn't they just try to dig that up out of some landfill?
They
or
did.
something?
Yeah, there's a whole documentary on it. Yeah, it's great.
That's
if you haven't seen it, go look it up. But
E.T.
yeah, so many great games. Breakout, Combat.
Combat?
Right, with the little tanks, and you had to shoot like through the walls, around the walls. How many hours did you spend playing Combat?
Reminds me kind of a Scorched Earth, man.
Right. There was another one like Combat, Outlaw.
I don't remember Outlaw.
Where it was like these little 8-bit figures with the cowboy hats, and you were doing the same thing. You were just trying to shoot and ricochet bullets off the walls to go hit the other guy. But they both looked exactly the same. One was just like white pixels,
just
and the other was
change
gray
the color
pixels.
palette.
Yeah.
That's that.
It's still so great though. So much fun.
Yeah, and I love the potential for IPs and stuff. I mean, there is so much just untapped Atari potential from the past.
Could you imagine a 3D like modernized Pitfall?
Yes.
I'm
thinking like an Uncharted.
Right.
Something.
I was thinking Uncharted as well. Yeah.
Gosh, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Man, they have a lot of potential.
I know.
I wonder how their stock's doing.
You'd have to...
Is it time to invest? Is it?
Maybe it might be. If they were in bankruptcy, they may have taken a dive.
Yeah, and they said they're profitable now with their mobile games.
Yep.
So they're back in the black.
Maybe pick up a few Atari shares before the console.
Before the new console comes out. The question is, will it stick? Got some tough competition out there.
Yeah, you do. But this is going to hit that nostalgia market. Like all the people in their 40s and 50s.
That's sad. It's like getting up there.
Who actually have the dough to do it. Just pick up, every console that comes out.
And they're kind of riding the success that Nintendo had, re-releasing the classic NES.
Right.
And that thing sold like hotcakes. I mean, that was hard to get, so I'm sure that...
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what angle they're going to take with this new console. Are they going to try to compete heads up with the Sonys and
Xbox and the PlayStation
Microsofts of the world? Or, which makes me kind of tilt my head a little bit when they mention PC components, makes me think VR.
Oh, they could be going.
Are they going a different route to build the video GPU capabilities to actually run VR?
Which could be a cool angle.
Imagine a VR Pitfall.
Pitfall.
The VR Joust.
The first vine you swing across, you're throwing up in real life.
How awesome would Joust be? Flying around on a big bird in VR.
Oh, that'd be amazing. I don't even know how. You'd have to have some crazy room set up to make it feel real.
Man, they could if they just did nothing but VR and just repackaged all of their old games and redid them as VR.
Well, they could still make.
Oh, everybody. Who would not buy that?
They could still make a killing just making a new Atari console look sexy and just have all the emulated games on there or something.
True. Right.
And people would probably love it, I bet.
Yep.
So there's some potential here.
You know what? They should package the game with that built into the hard drive.
Yes, they should.
Just give you all the old classic games to play in the traditional format, the way they always played. But obviously, they got to do something crazy with this if they really want to break in the market.
I bet you, I'm calling it now. I bet they're going to charge like an old school digital library like Nintendo does. You don't have to pay to get the classics.
Probably.
These guys always.
Yeah.
But hey, this could be their chance to break the trend.
Yep.
Give it away for free. Just thinking about it. Think about it.
So that's really all I've got today. Unless you have anything else.
That was it.
All right. Well, I guess we're going to call it an afternoon.
Yeah, I had a really good time.
Yeah, we talked about some really fun stories today. I hope you guys liked it. If you have any questions for Miss Smartypants or the show, email us, send us a message on Twitter, Facebook, whatever. I'd love to hear from you. If you have any ideas for the show, definitely send them on.
Yeah, keep them coming.
Absolutely. So we'll see you guys in exactly 1 week.
See ya.
News today like tooth decay, slowly rot your brain away. Underneath the surface, less worthless information lays. Open up your mind, let yourself unwind. Two below we must go, feel the flow, it goes for days. Listen up or vandalize, don't need your eyes to hear this. Podcast elevated, educated, real shit. Like quicksand you'll sink and you'll blink and it's over. Two below we will go, so keep your damn composure. Two below we're on our way, delivering Synosia.